In an era where fan-driven artisan toy development is a reality, we often find ourselves either directly making or at least purchasing customized pieces to flesh out our action figure collections. And whether we are filling existing collection gaps or coming up with ideas for desirable crossover items, there's something unique and heartwarming about knowing an item on your shelf was made by one of your peers. That brings us to the topic of today's discussion, the shiny Cobra the Enemy throne, scaled for either our 3 3/4 inch vintage G.I. Joe figures or the similarly sized 4-inch modern figures. We'll have a look at how our key Cobra leaders look when occupying this throne while surrounded by their troops, and examine how nicely this custom work fits as part of a greater G.I. Joe collection. Let's begin. This video is brought to you by Cobra Convergence, an annual summer event where G.I. Joe fan sites and content creators get together for a month-long online community collaborative experience. Please visit our host channel, Hooded Cobra Commander 788, for playlist information to make sure you don't miss out on any of the videos and promotional work done as part of this event. All the links are in the description below. For a bit of backstory, I purchased this throne from my friend Mark back in 2019, long before the creation of this channel. But as one of the better toy friendships that I have built over the years, Mark eventually became one of the first Patreon supporters of this channel, and I am happy to show off his work as part of my collection. As I talk through this custom throne, some of you customizers out there might notice a few flaws or imperfections that would be beyond my immediate observation skills. But trust that as good as this piece is in my eyes, Mark's skills and equipment have admittedly evolved since 2019, so I'll point out that he made a few of these for some of his fellow collectors, and he used a primer coat, 2 coats of paint, and a top coat sealant. The Cobra emblem is hand painted, while the rest of the throne is spray painted in gold, though some of his later thrones were also printed in a gold base color. The throne itself comes with a 2-piece base unit platform with the main seat and side decorations residing on top, with the Cobra emblem fitting on the back of the seat. I'll also note that this is just one potential throne model out there, and I've seen more than a few different variations of this while scrolling through social media, and some are meant for the same scale as what I'm using now, while others are larger and intended for the G.I. Joe classified 6-inch scale. Ultimately though, the point of this video is to show how this specific throne fits with either Cobra Commander or Serpentor, though there's certainly nothing to stop anyone from engaging in some imaginative play and put whomever they choose to sit on it. Just going through the motions here is how this version of the throne looks with the Cobra Commander version 1.5 from 1983, along with some of the enemy troopers from that same year flanking him. I think if anybody had a custom cape to attach to the Commander, it could make him look even better. This to me gives a natural, timeless look, and while it requires probably the least amount of imagination, it's just fitting to display him in this manner. And here's Cobra Commander again, this time the second version with the hooded appearance. In a way, I actually prefer this, as that I noticed more often than not, the helmeted look was a battlefield appearance for him, whereas the hooded look was often seen when Cobra was back at headquarters. On that same note, I'm trying to think, but there's not many villains out there that could pull off 2 distinct appearances like he could, often within the same episode, and so seamlessly in iconic fashion compared to Cobra Commander. And while my personal Terrordrome still resides in storage, I've often wondered to myself if there's a good spot to potentially put a throne like this on that playset. Now, I can't seem to think of one off the top of my head, but in any case, if you've got your Terrordrome handy and can think of a great spot to put this throne where it wouldn't impede the other playset's functions, let me know in the comments section of this video. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't put Serpentor on here to have a look and a comparison. After all, the title of this video clearly asks whether the throne is fit for a Cobra Emperor, aka Serpentor, or the Commander, so it's really the main question I'm trying to answer here, even if we have a wealth of options to choose from. So here is how Serpentor looks with his concurrent 1986 released figures and troop builders flanking him, much in the same way that I had the earlier troops flanking the Commander. But also here's another shot of the convention exclusive coil figures and troopers surrounding the throne, aka figures that are meant to be Serpentor style troop builders, and this gives me a slightly more natural appearance in my opinion, and I prefer this for Serpentor than the other figures, so you can be the judge for yourself if you decide that this happens to look better. Coming back to the Commander for a second, while I don't have any of the standard 25th anniversary releases of him, here's a look at his old Snake character appearance that showed up in the 3rd season of the Transformers back in 1986, so you can get a bit of an idea how more modern figures would look on this throne. Of course, as I alluded to earlier, we aren't limited simply to Cobra Commander or Serpentor as choices, and while they could, in theory, perpetually battle for the throne, it wouldn't be a stretch at all to put this type of throne in a Castle Destro type of display. Destro and the Baroness look pretty natural on here, surrounded by Iron Grenadier troops, and whether we imagine the arms dealer ruling from the throne at Castle Destro or simply assuming command of Cobra itself, we most certainly have a lot of options. All of this talk might inspire you as a G.I. Joe fan or fellow collector to seek out a throne for yourself, and if you do end up scouring social media to source one or printing one for yourself, I do think that they look good in any display, even if you don't get one that's an exact replication of this particular piece. And whoever you choose to put as the Cobra leader ruling from this throne, or whether you have G.I. Joe bust directly into the throne room to put a stop to Cobra's activities, or if you're like me and simply have trouble finding enough space to put it anywhere in your collection, please do share your thoughts in the comments section of this video. What I mean by that is, let me know if you prefer Serpentor, Cobra Commander, or someone else as the occupier of this shiny piece of royal furniture. Thanks again to my Patreon supporters whose names can be found in the description section of this video. Visit patreon.com/toyconnections for bonus content, channel updates, and other behind-the-scenes information. Also, please check out some of my other videos here. Press that like button to spread this video to more viewers and share it with your friends. Otherwise, I will see you again soon with some more of my favorite toys. Take care.